Sarah Stevens. This is my audience member. And my father, who is videotaping this speech. Today I'm going to inform you on the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Step 1, we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable. This is on page 30 of the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous. In this step, we ask ourselves questions such as, is it hard to control our drinking? Or is it hard to stop drinking? And also, do I want to stop drinking? Am I willing to go to any lengths for my recovery? Once we have done this, we then, to our innermost self, admit that we were alcoholics. Then we go to step 2. Came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore ourselves to sanity. This is on page 47 of the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous. According to the big books of sponsorship.org, if the person believes in a power greater than themselves that could restore themselves to sanity, they are well on their way. Then we are ready to go to step 3. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And in this step, it doesn't necessarily have to be the belief in God. We can believe in any higher power other than ourselves. Once we do this, we do the 3rd step prayer. It goes, God, I offer myself to Thee to build with me and do as Thy will. Relieve me of bondage of self, that I may do better in Thy will. Take away my difficulties and victory over them, as they may bear witness to those who I've helped in Thy power, Thy love, and Thy way of life. May I do Thy will always. We are then ready to go into step 4. Step 4 is made a searching and fearless inventory of ourselves. This is where we find all of our flaws, our character defects in ourselves that have harmed us. I printed off the 4-step inventory worksheet that we do with a sponsor. This is from 12step.org. The first we list our resentments. Who were we angry with? What was the cause? What part of self was hurt or threatened? Was it self-esteem, pride, emotional security, ambitions, personal relations, or sex relations? We then ask ourselves, where was I to blame? Was I being dishonest, selfish, self-seeking, frightened, or inconsiderate? Then we list the nature of our wrongs, exactly what happened, how did I lie, how did I cheat? We then go into our fear inventory. What are we afraid of? What part of self was I relying on that had failed us? Was this my self-esteem, pride, emotional security, pocketbook, ambitions, personal relations, or sex relations? We then do a fear prayer. God, please remove my fear of blank and direct my attention towards what You would have me be. Lastly, in the step 4 worksheet is our sex conduct. Who did I harm? We list each thing we did to that person. Did I unjustly arouse jealousy, suspicion, bitterness? Where was I at fault? Was I being selfish, dishonest, jealousy? Or what have I done instead? Once we have gone over the worksheet, we then admitted to God and to ourselves and to another human being the nature of our wrongs. We sit down with a sponsor. We go over these. We go over all the character defects. Are we ready to get rid of them? If so, we can go to step 6. We are entirely ready to have God remove all of these character defects. We then sit alone for 1 hour, reviewing our flaws, our character defects, and where we went wrong. Step 7 is we humbly ask God to remove our shortcomings. When we are ready, we say something like this: My Creator, I am willing that you should have all of me, the good or the bad. I pray for you to remove every single defect of character. Now we're at step 8. We made a list of all persons we have harmed and became willing to make amends to them at all. These are all the people that we've harmed, any institutions. We just admit, we write down, admit,